Is okay. You're live on YouTube.
And when I come around, I'm like,
All right, let's do it. Welcome tonight, you guys. Ooh, I feel lit. Come and join me tonight, Sunday tea.
pull up in that drop top. Say she want me off top. Girl, I need that non-stop. Give it to you non-stop.
Welcome, you guys. Sunday tea, and today is Sunday. That is for sure. Woo! How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Cold here today. Tired. It's been a crazy week. Crazy, crazy, crazy week. Again, Nicole Webster. Nicole Webster makeup did me justice again today. Thank you very much, Nicole Webster. Whew, we're talking about marriages today. We were talking about marriages last week, but I realized that a lot of people had a lot to say about the marriages this week. And they had a lot to say about the marriages last week, and I wanted to kind of throw in the infidelity and sometimes some of the outcomes from the infidelity, which is not a good cause. Again, we're trying to keep the marriage intact. We're trying not to make quick and hasty decision in marriages. We were trying to make sure the decision that we make would last a lifetime or close to that, right? Because nothing is guaranteed in life. Death and income tax are the two things we're sure of, and that is for sure. So again, I just want to tap a little bit on the marriage of how we need to take time. We need to take time in the marriage. And those vows, we need to take them a little tiny bit more seriously. Or maybe even more than tiny bit. We need to take some time into the marriage. Last week we tapped on a whole new level of marriage. Some people were talking about staying in a marriage if it's abusive. And I was saying that I didn't give anybody, the information that I was given is not to have anyone to stay in an abusive relationship. The message that I was given, I feel that people should um, people should work a little harder, work a little harder on their relationship. That's mainly what I was trying to say. And some of the things in a relationship that makes it work. We were talking about respect is one, communication. We need all those. We need all those recipe in a marriage to continue to make it work. And marriage is work. It's like having a full time job. It's like having three small children, and you know you have to work with the children. That is what marriage is like. So we can't jump into it that quickly because of all the excitement and bliss, and then when the troubles and the problem comes, we jump out within 5 minutes. We have to give it a chance. We always have to give our marriage a chance. Take our time with it. I had a few people on last week that as I'm talking, it kind of makes me sound like I'm trying to be a marriage specialist. I'm not a marriage specialist either. In my situations, I go through so much that I know I have to put God first before I do anything when it comes into a relationship. It is hard. It is difficult. It is very, very difficult. And nowadays, I'm finding more and more people talking about open marriages, right? They feel that if they agree to have open marriages, they're not cheating, and they feel if they have, it's like when you're in, hi guys, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. It's it's like a lot of people want to experience differences, and they feel. I mean, this is my opinion because I know that I got married for better or for worse. This is what I'm trying to say. So why would I want to bring somebody else into the relationship if it's for better or for worse? Why wouldn't I try to make it work? But I realize a lot of people are starting to use the open relationship concept. Is that right or wrong? I don't know if that's right or wrong. In my eyes, in my opinion, I feel it's definitely wrong. I feel that when a man and a woman make such a vow in the presence of God, I think the marriage should stay between both of them. I don't believe that infidelity should be a part of it. Hi Jasmine, how you doing? I think we just need to take a little bit more time. Because in every marriage we have, in single marriage, there's ups and downs. There's turns. I'm glad you're good, sweetie. There's all kind of distraction in marriage, and especially in today's world, no, none of us want to work at it. We don't want to work at anything. As soon as there's a miscommunication, it's the marriage. They want to open up the marriage and let it go. I think that we need to communicate more and work a little bit harder to sustain the marriage. I think just to get up and decide that we're not going to work on it is not right. Because again, it doesn't just affect us, it affects that we have in the marriage. It affects families and friends. And the big thing behind the infidelity is all the disease that are out there. And when I started reading and checking and seeing all the disease out there, it's amazing. It's amazing to take a one night risk for something that reacts in your life for the rest of your life. It has changed everything. It's for me, it's crazy. It's crazy to put yourself in at such a risk. And most of the time when we are committed infidelity, a lot of us are not thinking about the outcome. We're not. We're thinking about how hot we feel right now, and we're thinking about the feeling, the intimacy. We're thinking about everything that's happening at the moment. We're not thinking about the outcome of the relationship. And again, we're not thinking about who we affect in the relationship. In a marriage, when you're married, when you step out of the marriage, you affect a whole bunch of people, not just one. You affect your wife, you affect yourself, you affect your siblings, you affect everything that is around you. And you break down the home value. You break it right down. Nothing stays correct or nothing stays good. It's a big myth. I want people to take their vow seriously. You know, you have to talk. You have to talk. Sometimes in a marriage, one has a stronger opinion than the other one. Sometimes you marry a man that's absolutely shy. Absolutely shy. So things that he wants to say, he's going to hold back because he's shy. But that's where we got to work that communication barrier inside of it. If we don't have the communication barrier in that marriage, there's nothing. There's nothing. Yes, it's true. It's marriage It's a blessing. Marriage is something that God put a man and a woman together. And with that, he carried, with that, he throws so much blessing over your home or your domain. And there's entity outside that don't want to see that's successful in a marriage. So it's not only that we're fighting so many other things outside, we're fighting things that we can't see, right, to try to keep the marriage together. When I was reading, it's amazing how many. We're gonna get back on the infidelity. It's amazing how many people cheat in a relationship, and it's amazing how much diseases has no symptoms. It's amazing. It's amazing the things that you can lug around, like luggage, until you actually get really, really sick to really find out that there's something there. It's really important to know that most of these diseases do not have any symptoms. It's scary. It's scary the things that are thrown out around there. Hi Farron, how you doing? It's amazing. It's amazing. We really have to take our vows a little bit more seriously. And we absolutely really need to take the time to communicate. And one person can't communicate by themselves. And that's another thing that I see there's a problem. A woman will see there's a problem in her relationship because a woman noticed the problem before anybody else does. A woman noticed the problem immediately. And she will try to communicate with the husband. I'm glad you're okay. Nice to see you on tonight. And a woman would try to communicate with the husband, but he won't budge. So how do you fix the relationship? If you're trying to talk, you're trying to make everything, you're fighting for your relationship, but you can't get anybody to answer. Nobody, he doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to talk. And that's when you know that there's trouble in the relationship. Because he definitely knows something is wrong. Because you usually know when your relationship is good from when your relationship is different. And if you notice there's changes, he notices there's changes. And if you're trying to communicate with him and you can't get to him, then we're with the marriage in trouble. We have some kind of trouble going on. We just need to actually take a little bit more time with the commitment that we make when we get into marriages. That's just what it is. I was looking up on what a name for it, blue waffle. And I asked a lot of people today if they would go and research blue waffle and take a look at it. I was going to show pictures, but I choose not to because there's certain things that you can't show on Facebook. So I decided to keep it off. Those things aren't worth a one-night stand at all. They're absolutely not worth a one-night stand. We put a link up there for you guys to just look at it. There is simple chlamydia, and even though people say chlamydia is simple, it's not really simple because that doesn't show much of a sign as well. And what happens with that, I believe that can turn into syphilis and other things and create eye problems and all kind of stuff. So again, we have to try to keep ourselves really, really cleansy in the marriage. We have to protect ourselves, and the husband has to protect their wives. You know, because at the end of the day, when you do something and something is done to that person, you can't change it. It's already done. The trust is broken, and most relationship is it's the biggest problem in most of the relationship is trust. It's not just infidelity. It's trust issue. There's trust and the respect. There's no respect, and without those things, you can't have a healthy marriage. You cannot have a healthy marriage, and I don't know how. If those things are missing in the marriage, how do we do it to have a healthy relationship? I think that people in marriage that are suffering in problems, I think they should seek counseling. I really think they should seek counseling. I think when we have problem with our husbands or our wives or whatever not, I think we need to bring somebody else into the marriage to just kind of be the arbitrator in the marriage, to kind of help us out and get back on the right track. Do I have any questions out there?
No questions so far.
It is a marriage is it is a special thing, and I think some of what is it? Thank you for sharing the video. I appreciate it. I appreciate every person that comes on every week, every Sunday to watch me and to connect with me. I just wanted to bring back part two of the marriage things because there's a few people that I was talking to that had okay, thanks. Thank you for putting that up there. It's a pretty vivid it's terrible. It's a terrible, terrible thing. So, yes, you guys, I did say most of what I was going to say about the marriage last week. I just wanted to touch on it again for anybody that needed to, just because I had somebody here, Cynthia was out there, and she had a lot to say. I don't see her on tonight, but that's okay. That's okay. It happens. I had a rough week. My week was rough, 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 rough. But again, I woke up and we're here tonight, and I'm feeling good. I'm not as stressed as I was before. I had one of the strangest apology last night. It was unbelievable. It was a weird apology that I got from someone. I spoke on it today, and I don't even know if it's worth speaking on again, but it was the strangest thing that happened to me. I'm looking for people to work together. I want our community to stand together. I want when people talk, they talk with positivity, not negativity. That's really not what we're here for. I'm here to bring good news. Again, marriage is a commitment between a man and a woman and God. You need to take the time to work out the relationship. You need to take the time, because I believe that it affects the children. It's affect everything around you. Everything around you gets affected by it. And it's better to live in a happy home than a sad home. And we have the choice to make that home a happy home. Nobody else has any responsibility. Nobody else has any direction on your marriage but you. You have the chance to make your marriage a happy marriage. So let's take it easier, and let's be careful and watch what we're going out there doing to our husband or to our wives, and what we're bringing home to our husband and to our wives. Let's respect each other, and let's put the trust and the communication back in the relationship to keep things strong, healthy, and happy. Because you know what? A happy marriage is a blessed marriage. It's fantastic for two people to come together in that union and live in bliss. It's a nice feeling. It's a great uplifting feeling. When you're at work and you know you're going home to a good husband or a good wife, you can't wait to get off work to run home, because you know you're going home to a good wife, and vice versa. You can't wait to get home when you know you're going home to a good husband. So keep the bliss in the relationship. Keep the marriage. Hi Karen, how are you doing today? We're talking about marriage, relationship, infidelity, and diseases and everything that come along with it. I'm just talking about we need to take our vows a little bit more seriously. And again, I want to repeat, I'm not trying to tell anybody to stay in a relationship if the relationship is dangerous. If the relationship is dangerous, please seek help. Please seek counseling. Please find the police station. Find whatever you can. I am not telling anybody to stay in an abusive relationship. And abuse can also be violence, as well as abuse can be verbal. So abuse can be all of it, not just one thing or the other. Abuse can be in many, many ways. Again, I join you guys for coming out here and chatting with me and having some tea, Sunday tea. It's always nice to have a bit of Sunday tea with you guys, a little bit of bliss.
How's the tea?
The tea is fantastic. Again, you guys, we have another tea sponsor here tonight. We have the Sundaytea Company. The Sundaytea is sponsoring this segment, and they are going to sponsor a little bit more segments every single week. Can you guys see this? The Sundaytea company is sponsoring this segment of tea, and I'm having the tea that I'm having right now is ginger,
Orange ginger mango.
orange ginger mango, and it tastes fantastic. Again, I would like to give a shout out to Nicole Webster, who prettied up my face as usual, made me look fantastic and lit. I appreciate it. I appreciate her coming out every Sunday to just come to the store and sit down and make me look fantastic, and I feel absolutely beautiful today, as I did last week and yesterday and this minute. The tea and the ginger is really good. So great for my heart. Today's a quiet evening. I can actually hear a pin drop in this room because it's so quiet. Not very much activity on Sunday tea tonight, which is okay. We're good. I need you guys to join me on my YouTube channel. Join me on my Facebook fan page. Thank you. Thank you very much for the information for Jessica. Can we also get the Sundaytea Company? I'm talking the Sundaytea Company for us there, and I will have. They've given me tea for a couple of months for a sponsor, so we have all kind of tea here. Thank you. So now, again, I wanted to talk about not just infidelity, but I want to talk about sex, because sex can be good. There's health benefit to sex, and there's a little bit of not health benefit to sex. So there is surprisingly health benefit to sex, and I made sure I checked it out, you guys. I'm telling you. So it's a good thing to have sex. It's great to have a lot and lots of sex. You guys, it's good to have consistent amount of sex every day if you have to, and you can do it twice or 2 times or 3 times a week. It's very healthy. The magazine state that everyday sex is good for the health, good for the heart. It's good for your health and it's good for your heart. It says it lowers the risk of cancer. So as much sex that you can have, you need to have it consistently. Sex is now turned into a very positive thing. Yeah, it's a great thing. You can also it says it's not just sex. Sex is good for you. I'm talking Sex is also good for you. It also prevents heart attack. So a good marriage, a good, great marriage, need to have consistent sex. Sex all the time, because it's good for you. And again, we know that sex, great lovemaking, is a great bonding between two couples. So there's good things in having sex. It's not all bad, you know. It's just we have to protect ourselves and be careful when we having sex. It also says here that it reduces stress and anxiety. Now, in today's world, we get up, we go to work, and what happens? Pure stress. We get up, anxiety. So that's why you got to keep the strong lovemaking in the relationship. Because sometimes part of a bad relationship, it's not just the communication, and it's not just all the other stuff that we talk about, the trust and the mistrust. Sometimes it's the lack of sex. Sometimes it's the lack of sex. How many people out there know that having regular sex multiple amount of times a day makes your immune system stronger? It's absolutely fantastic to have sex on a regular basis because it helps the immune system to generate, right? They said vitamin C does, they say echinacea does, but it's not just vitamin C and echinacea. It's also great sex, great lovemaking, if that's what you want to call it. And did you guys, what is it? Oh, I'm glad you knew that. A lot of people don't realize that, but it's really important. Sex is it's healthy for you. Just like exercise is healthy for the body, sex is one of those healthy things that you need in your body. And that's why we need to find ourselves a great partner, a great husband, and when we say great partner, we just don't want a man that's good in bed only. You know, we want him to be a great provider. We want a great husband that provides. We want a great husband that's good with the children. We want a great husband that, you know, can communicate. He's going to be lacking in some sort of areas. But we want a husband that's is okay in everything, right? Just we don't want him to be over sexually, but can't work, right? We want a balance, yin and yang. We want a balance. It boosts the mood as well in the morning. Oh God, morning sex is fantastic. When you're waking up, you know, you're sleeping and somebody surprisingly wake you up. Those things are fantastic. They enhance the relationship. Anything that you can have that throws you off without you knowing is great. It keeps the mind, it keeps the body, it keeps everything in you feeling young and vibrant and beautiful. So again, I wanted to throw that in part of marriage because that's a part of marriage. The cheating in the marriage. We're telling you what the good things that the sex do in the marriage, but now we're telling you what the cheating in the marriage does. And the cheating in the marriage, you know, it affects the relationship and it affects the home environment. It affects the children. It affects the work. It affects, if it's the wife that's been cheated on, it affects her ability to be a good mom. She's always upset and reacts. My mom should have known this. She would still be alive. Can you elaborate? Can you elaborate what you mean by that? Because I'm not trying to say that sex helps. Sex saves your life. I'm just saying sex is healthy for you. It's just healthy for you. And again, if men aren't having sex at home, they're going to find it elsewhere. That's how it's made. They need to feel like they are the king and everything at home. Cheating affects everything. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Cheating. You know what cheating does? Cheating puts you in a place of depression. It puts you in a really bad place. Hi, Cynthia. How are you doing, honey? Men will find it elsewhere. Anyways, they are greedy. Thank you very much. Oh my God, Lorraine, I apologize. I'm sorry. Nadine Merrick is my aunt, and I did not recognize your name until just now. I'm so sorry, my cuz. My mom is Nadine Merrick. She is stressed about everything. That is part of the Merrick traits. We worry about everything, and the biggest killer today is stress. The biggest killer today is stress, and that's why we insist on. That's why I'm trying to say, as much healthy sex as you can have in any relation, in any point of time in your life, you need to get your healthy sex on. Your healthy sex on. Keep your husband intrigued at all time. Keep him intrigued. Always have your legs nice and clean. The skin nice and clean. Everything works. Everything. Like I said, a man needs to feel like they're king. Can we go back to there was another question by Cynthia. Cynthia said something about men, and I just here she says,
Men will find it elsewhere anyways. They are greedy. Michelle says she's great.
Cynthia,
Cheating affects everything.
it does. Cynthia, you know what? I'm wondering if, because there's certain type of women that attracts, they only go for a certain type of men, and because we seem to end up with that same type of men, because that's the kind of man that we seem to go for. I'm wondering if maybe I'm wondering, we as women are still attracting certain type of men, and that's we're getting that certain type of behavior, because there's men out there. You have men that are daddies, you have men that are playboys, you have men that are cute looking men, you have men that want women for money, you have men that are they have 20 women, you have men that have 20 kids, you have so many different types of men. So again, some sort of a woman, some of us go out and we attract the wrong men. There's such thing as, I mean, some of us want the fast guy with the fast money with the fast car, right? And some of us won't look for a nice guy with his big thick glasses that wants to be at the computer 24 hours, and that's caring and willing to cater to our inner needs, right? Because the physical aspect of us, we lose that. On a daily basis, we're losing our physical aspect of our bodies, even our mind. We lose our mind. So as a daily basis, I think that it's like that the comment they said, you are what you eat. So could that be that if we're what we eat, can it be the same thing as what we are we attract? Or are we looking outside the box, right? I mean, there's a point in my life when I would say to myself, I would never marry a white man because that is not what attracts me at all. But could it be that there's a white man over there on that corner that would treat me like a princess? That would be a queen to me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So sometimes we say we don't want certain things when that thing is probably the best thing for us. It's shocking, the things I see out there. Even the man I would have never expected to step out on their wives or girlfriends.
I'm not sure what's going on out there. It's scary. From Cynthia.
Cynthia, I don't know if we can control the world of men. I believe that we can't. And I believe each individual have a mind or the way that they believe that they should or shouldn't be. But is there a possibility that we can, in, in every relationship, it is very scary out there. Yes, it is. In every relationship, you guys, I'm going to tell you this and I'm going to tell you this again. And I cannot push this any further than I'm pushing it. When you choose a man that is like you. The things that you would do for yourself, choose a man that would do them for you. But before you do any of those things, choose God first. Choose God first. And then ask God to work all things out for you. Because you know what? We're human and we're made of mistakes. There's not a woman that's going to marry a man and he's going to be totally everything that she wants. We have to pray on it and we have to be forgiven. It is what it is. We have to be forgiven. I'm not saying stay with the man. I mean, you get into trouble once, okay, you can forgive him. A second time, it might be a third time is you're pushing it. You know, something obviously is going on. But again, I think we have to choose the Almighty God first and let Him lead the path to us. And when we've been in a really bad situation with men, we sometimes can't find any good thing to say about them because they've scarred us. But I'm saying anybody that's been out there, that's been in any kind of really bad relationship to that extent, please seek some kind of help. Because you need to cure your heart to let something good come back in. That's what needs to happen. And if we need to see a psychologist, or if we need to talk to somebody, you guys, we need to talk to somebody when we're broken and when we're hurt. Because if we don't get that hurt taken away, it scars us for the rest of it scars us from the rest of our lives. And then we're here looking for love and looking for we're looking for all these things in the world, but yet we're still broken inside. So how are we gonna fix somebody if we're not fixed? And that's why I find there's a lot of people they've been in relationship and they've been very upset and angry. But we got to cure ourselves first and let all that negative stuff out and bring in positive things. Cynthia said something again.
She goes, yep, decide from now on God is my man. Laugh out loud. Decided from now on God is my man.
And Cynthia, I promise you, this is a promise. He's going to send somebody of substance, of greatness. Somebody that's going to love you unconditional. And I believe you me, you're going to call me and say, Althea, wow, are you a genie? How did you know that? Just give him the grace first. And honey, I believe that you were hurt. And I've been hurt. I've been hurt so bad. I was hurt so bad. I couldn't explain it. The pain from my hurt in my relationship before, it was so bad, when I think about the pain, you guys, it would make me want to throw up. That's the pain. That's how bad it is. You can't breathe and your palms start to sweat and it hurts. I know those pains. I'm telling you. But that's why I can tell you, that's why I can sit here and talk with each and every one today. Because I've been in that position. But when you stop forgiving and cleansing your heart, you still make that person hold on to everything that he did to you. What you need to do is release him so you can accept what God has out there for you. You need to release him and let it go and accept what God is going to give you in your life. Because sometimes you have to let go a bag of shit in order for you to get the good in. That's what I'm telling you. Some of us fight to hold on to it, but sometimes it's not worth fighting for. It's absolutely not. So for all the ladies out there that are broken, that has been broken like I have been, bring God into your heart and put him first. Let him guide you to what you're looking for. There's no fight or no race. What is for you will come. There's nothing nobody can do. What is for you shall be for you. And what is not for you, please don't sit down and torture yourself and fight over it. Marriage is a wonderful thing. Growing old with somebody is a fantastic thing. Take your time to find your choice and your mate. Ask God to guide you in everything that you do on a daily basis, you guys. Not just marriage, but your business. Ask him to cover you. Ask him to help your finance. Your children, ask him to cover them so they grow into things of substance. Ask God for everything that you need, but not to sit here and hold a hard heart. Don't let nobody take away your joy. Belongs to you and it's for you. Don't let nobody take away what he's giving you inside. You need to get up and release and pull in positive things. Let all the negative go out and bring all the positive in. Our mouth is a very powerful tool. Very, very powerful. We have to be careful what we say out of our mouths. Because the minute you say it and you let it out into the universe, believe you me, you just festate something. It's going to blow up. So when you open your mouth, make sure it's a good, kind substance. That way you can manifest that into a great big joy in your life. Okay? We need to just use our mouth and our voice in positive things, not bad things. I hope that everyone that is going through any kind of a hard time in their relationship, whether it's finance, whether it's they had a loss in the family, whether it's death, losing a home, losing your vehicle, because those aren't things to worship, but those are things that help us through our everyday life. I want you guys to just take a deep breath and realize that there is something way greater ahead for you. It really is. And sometimes we don't see that. We can't see it because we don't open up our heart for all the good things that God has out there waiting for us. All we do, we keep all the other stuff hidden. Relationship, marriage is a blessing, and we need to accept it and take it as that. Now, I thank you guys again for watching Sunday Tea. I wish that people had talked a little bit more, got involved a little bit more, but that's okay. As we go, it might be a topic that a lot of people are feeling a little bit of sadness, a little bit of hurt, a little bit of pain. But again, I said, if you need someone to talk to, seek someone. But find a way to bring back your joy into you, because you are more important than anyone else to you. So you got to bring that happiness back in your life. Find a way. Talk to a friend, call the friend, do something. It's not so bad. It's Sunday Tea with Althea. I thank you guys for joining me every single Sunday on my topics. If you want to hear something new, please let me know. You guys, my tea is ginger and it's fantastic.
Ginger carrot.
Ginger carrot from the Steep Tea. They sponsor this segment. We're not giving away nothing this week. Maybe next week we'll surprise you with a gift. You guys can follow me on Facebook. You guys can follow me on Instagram. You guys can follow me on Twitter. You guys can follow me wherever you would like. Just a minute. Cynthia said, thank you. You are doing a great thing. Cynthia, thank you, because I will go on the topic for 5 minutes more about doing a great thing. It's nice to hear people say that to me once in a while, because I do have bad days just like everybody else out there, because I have the strength and the power to get up and sit here and address situation and topics. I do get sad as well. I do get depressed and I do get down. My way to put myself back up on a positive grounds is by I pray. I open my heart and I give God the thanks and the grace. And I carry on every single day. So everything that I address in my life, I go through the same thing. I go through the same thing as you guys do. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes every single day. But we have to work together as a community, as people, and we have to go back to basic. And back to basic is love, respect, and the Almighty God above. So I'm nothing more special than anybody else out there. And I thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to share myself with you guys, and for you guys to come into my space and share myself with you. On that note, it is Sunday Tea. Have yourself a fantastic week. Have yourself a fantastic night. It is Sunday tea. I want you guys to do a, a body fast. Do you know what that is? A soul fast. A soul fast is people that can't fast because they have medical reason, or they just don't have the thinking pattern, or they don't have the time. But a soul fast is all wake up tomorrow and we give nothing but good thoughts. To the people we see outside, good thoughts. The people in work, good thoughts. And through the whole day, you hold your soul and you try to keep a soul fast. So everything in here is nothing but good thoughts. You cannot give a bad thought. Then it won't be a soul fast, and you will not have searched your soul. And sometimes we have to do that. We have to do a soul. Just bring it down and open up ourselves. Again, it's a pleasure. Sunday tea, and I enjoy you guys all coming up. And I enjoy you all watching me. Remember, good sex keeps you healthy. Lots of it. You understand? Make sure you're doing it with your husband and your wife and nobody else. Don't come out of content. Every little thing affects the relationship. Trust, honesty, and respect. Thank you very, very much. Sunday tea, and I'm going to get up here and give you guys a little bit of... Thank you for joining in, you guys. I really appreciate it. Every Sunday I come live. I'm starting to shoot for Omni as well.
Pull up in that drop top.
Sunday
Say she
tea.
want me on top.
Thank you guys. Have a great
Girl, I need that
night.
non-stop. Give it to you non-stop. Love the way you drop that. Love the way you top that.